Yes, crews, what is going down in Chinatown? Today we are going to be getting into a new playlist that I hope you enjoy. We are going to be talking about things that make you strong, but they also make you feel more confident and make you feel more attractive. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to be talking about today, well, the main topic we are going to be covering today is being overly polite. That's right, overly polite. Now, we're going to be talking about three main areas in this. The first is a lack of confidence. The second is inauthenticity. And the third is fear. Fear in our nervous system, in our bodies, consuming us. So let's start off back to the beginning, a lack of confidence. So when I think about my powerlifting journey, when I first came into the powerlifting gym, I was very very polite to everybody. It's good to be polite. It's good to not be rude and to be very nice. So I would say things like, that's nice, yeah, very nice. Like, a coach, like, yeah, I deadlifted like 360 kilos. Oh, very nice. That's nice. That's very good. Very good. Or, you know, like another thing I'd say is, oh, please, excuse me, please, could I use this? Are you using this? Is this okay? And it's like, no. Another thing I'd say is, oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah. And it's just and let's not forget the last one. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Am I in your way? Oh, sorry. This is not this type of attitude is not going to get you strong. It's not going to get you lifting heavy shit, which is beyond, like, it's pushing the limits of what is possible for your physical frame. Having this type of attitude is, yeah, it displays a lack of confidence. If you're confident, you're not saying like, oh, please, could I do this? Oh, sorry, am I getting in the way? Oh, no, that's not confidence. And if you have this kind of frame that you're coming from, walking around the gym, in between your sets, this is what's going on inside your brain. You're projecting it out to everybody. And do you think that's going to make you, like, be confident when you're lifting the weight? Like in powerlifting, when you're pushing yourself in any form of lifting, you're really like, okay, you need to see yourself doing it already. You don't just visualize it. You see it happening in your mind and you believe that you can do it and you have mad confidence. It's like, I've nearly passed out doing a front squat one time and then I had loads of I didn't have confidence about it, right? I was scared of the lift and I visualized it going wrong. And I unwrapped the weight and it was all bad. It was awful. It was wobbling all over the shop. I nearly failed the lift. The next set, more weight. And I thought to myself, I'm strong, like the German oak. And I envisaged my feet like the big tree roots, like stable, locked into the ground. And the lift was stable. So that is kind of a trick that I used to give myself some confidence because I wasn't feeling confident. And the lift was a lot better. I had a lot more strength and I was able to perform when it counted. Now, this is going to apply in any aspect of your life, especially when you're communicating with other people, right? You want to feel confident in yourself. You want to feel like what you're saying, like it is spot on, like it is right, So not just not saying please, thank you, sorry all the time, and just being like, yes. Someone asks you a question, say it, yes, slow, confident, with certainty. When my coach asks me like something now, instead of like going, yes, okay, that sounds very good, I go, good. Just like Jocko Willink, good. And I say it with confidence, and then I attack my lift with confidence. So if you take this into any social encounter, you will exude more confidence. Great. Next, let's get on to inauthenticity. So none of us are purely good. None of us are purely all meek and mild and like sunshine and lollipops and jolly good and rightio and spot on. Sometimes we get a bit fucking angry about stuff. Sometimes we are pissed at the world. Sometimes you can use that aggression and it drives you forward to greatness. Like Eddie Hall, when he set the deadlift world record of 500 pounds, kilos, 500 pounds, 500 kilos. Basically, he said that he envisaged the judge in front of him giving him the signal to lift and everything. He envisaged him doing awful things to his children, and it was the anger from that fueled him to lift. So just thinking that you are just this like polite, overly polite, purely polite. There's no badness in it, not a bad bone in this body. It's like, that's not authentic. That's not you. And if you're just using that part of you to lift that weight, if that part of you is running your brain and running your body and is controlling you, right? Then that's just a small part of you. You've got the angry part of you, right? Which can be quite a big bit of some people. And if you're just totally negating that and neglecting it, and you can use it to focus. If you're just not using all of that side of you to lift the weight, then you've only got this tiny fraction of your mental capacity controlling your body. And in my experience, it has not turned out well for me. This lack of authenticity. Now, what's really good is when you've got your whole life in order, you're having fun in the gym, you can get serious right before you lift, but you use all of your good side, your bad side, everything's coherent, you're feeling very centered as a human being. I find that those are the days where I set PRs with the most ease, personally, from my experience, when all of my internal parts of my consciousness are all kind of pushing forward in the same direction, when they're all aligned, that's when I found good things happen. And it doesn't just happen when you're at the barbell, at the gym, setting a new PR. It happens all throughout your life. Like, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So having your authentic self show up to lift the weight, it's going to get you further than this polite fake version that you're projecting at the world, because no one's that polite all the time. No one's internal like dialogue or monologue or whatever's going on in your brain. Basically, no one's like that all the time, 24/7. Everyone's got like negative shit, and everyone's got like darkness within them. Like, we walk the line between like good and evil, and it's straddling that line is where we find meaning in our life. And just pretending like we're just this meek and mild, polite thing, get out of here. Get out of here with that. It's no good. It's no good. It won't serve you well using that in most of your life. Okay, now the next thing we are going to talk about is fear. Oh, sorry. And like, oh, am I getting in the way? It's kind of showing that you're worried. You're worried about what other people think of you. You're worried that you might be an inconvenience. It's showing a very, how would you describe it? Unstable state of your consciousness. And yeah, that's no good. It means that you're not relaxed. It means you're not calm. It means that your nervous system is a bit more watching out. Like, have you ever been, I presume that all people watching this video have fed birds in their life at one point, maybe in their childhood, and when you're feeding the birds, you watch them land and they like look around and they're very twitchy movements, and having this kind of fear mindset, it promotes that kind of that kind of sense of being where you're very twitchy and you're just all over the shop, right? So being more confident in the way that you present yourself, it gives you so much more strength, so much more strength. It's crazy. And being afraid, it kills your lift. And so one thing that I try and do when I am in a state of fear, when I can feel that my nervous system is discombobulated, it's all over the shop, what I do is I try and focus on the cues which are going to make the lift better. Or in a social situation, instead of focusing on like, oh, this could go wrong, that can go wrong, oh, I'm so scared, oh, I feel anxious, I feel nervous about what's going on right now, instead of focusing on all of the things that are bad about the situation, what I try and do in the lifting context is focus on the cue that's going to help me complete the lift. So in a bench press, it could be, I don't know, push the heels into the floor. It could be, as you get into the top of the lift, squeeze that fucking bar hard, right? With your fists. It could be, I don't know, any of the cues that help you lift in bench press, and anything like push the elbows in, like whatever. You focus on that, and if you are overwhelmed with fear, it's a sign that you can't focus enough. And this is where lifting is like a very short burst of intense meditation, where you really focus on that one body part or that one sensation or that one cue. And it's about pushing all of this negative shit out of your brain and focusing on what's going to drive you to success. Because in the short term, it's possible to do, even when you're very stressed out. In the long term, it's far better to have all of your kind of internal parts, characters, shall we say, having them all aligned in harmony and all driving together towards that one goal. That's what we want in an ideal world, but hey, if you can't do it, just focus on the thing that's going to make you better right now. So yeah, when you apply all of this to interacting with anyone, let's say an intimidating man that, you know, might be like, wow, he's a bit rough looking and whatever. If you act like this, you're going to be less of a victim. And let's say it's an attractive woman. This is usually the case when most men get their insecurities raised the most is speaking to attractive women. It's one of the things that really makes most men the most nervous out of anything. And so, yeah, applying these kind of thinking strategies and techniques of things you should focus on, it can really help you in all of these situations to just smash it in life. So everybody, let's lift, let's smash it, and let's do this. Peace.